It's the Elise hole.
You can just say Elise.
Ew.
I don't need.
Ew.
Don't worry.
Too formal.
That'll change. Welcome to a totally different bowl of dude soup, except it looks nearly identical. Hey, it's 2018, everybody. We did it.
Are we watching a video of us watching?
We are.
We are. Look at that.
That'll make sense eventually, or won't it? I don't know. Even I haven't seen this one yet. Jesus Christ. And there's a reason for that too. This podcast is brought to you by Beachbody. You can get a week's access to. Hold on. Well, thank God this isn't live. It doesn't say how long. I remember asking, and they're like, well, whatever. All right, this episode is brought to you by Beachbody. You can get free access to Beachbody on demand, which includes all their workout and nutritional plans, all that stuff, by just texting DUDE, D-U-D-E, to 303030. They got some New Year's resolutions deals going on. So if you're like all those other people in the gym who don't know how to use any of the machines, you should get in on that. But first, in addition to your body changing, we're changing too.
Are you saying we're going through puberty?
Yeah.
No, the audience, once they get that sweet Beachbody.
Sex change.
Transition?
Yeah,
we can do it.
we're entering a new phase of Funhaus, and we wanted to communicate to you guys what that is, what our thinking is, and what that means for you, how our content's going to change, because it will change, and pretty much starting right now, it will be different.
Vlogs, only vlogs.
We're going to move to vlogs.
Vine.
Of Vine.
We're moving over to
Double
Vine?
dipping in Vine.
New Vine's coming, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
I guess we should be serious, right?
We just said, why not Vine Star? Yeah, we can be a little serious.
We don't have to be serious for fun.
Well, I guess just for context,
Yeah.
we're coming up on our third year, right,
Yeah.
of doing this stuff.
Correct.
As evidenced by Bruce being sick for the last 3 weeks, me being sick for the last 3 months, we're only getting older and dying.
No.
Well,
I hope not.
Greatest shape of my life.
I don't want to die.
So, like, look, some of
yeah,
us.
well, you drag Bruce into that with you.
You wait your turn, James. But yeah, I think we finally got to a part where we all said, like, okay, well, what's the next step? What are we doing? Do we just keep doing the same thing? We could, but that's why we started discussing more about, like, what are the next steps we want to take as content creators. So that's where this came from, and it's nothing drastic. Nothing's
No.
It's more
drastic, but it's not.
I know, but you know how, like, fragile YouTube ecosystems are,
Yeah.
and just communities in general. But I think I'll say I'm not stroking anyone's dick when I say this. I think we have one of the best communities out there, and they're actually very.
That's stroking a lot of dicks.
It's a
actually.
lot.
125,000
Blend them all up.
dicks.
Mostly dicks.
To be exact.
Keep your hands as wide as you can. Yeah, burnout is a thing. Not to say that we're burned out, but certainly our content. We developed a very efficient engine. Our turnaround time is very good, and most of that is off the back. There isn't a lot of variance in the content, so Dude Soup has largely been the same because it's a vehicle for ad sales, but we never take a break to go back and say, how can we make this better? And once you sort of take the pressure off your own mind, then good ideas start to come out, and then you have to invest more time to develop them. So essentially, that's what we're trying to reorganize for ourselves. We're going to give ourselves time to sort of stop grinding out content every day and develop some ideas and make them better. Specifically, what that means for you guys, I think the most immediate consequences, there will be slightly fewer videos.
That also doesn't mean we're going to have a video every day. So there won't be a 1 day of the week or 2 days of the week that there isn't a video. There's still a video every day.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're putting out 12 videos a week, thereabouts. And it'll probably end up being around 8 to 9, just so you know. So you're not losing a ton of videos, just a few.
Yeah. So I think
You're not losing anything, Bruce.
That's true. I mean, they are losing it.
Like
Yeah.
Adam was saying about, illness and fatigue and burnout and stuff like that. There is at some point we noticed, maybe a couple months ago, leading up towards the end of the year, that there would be times where the audiences were seeing our videos before we were.
Oh yeah.
Like as a finished product.
Yeah.
Because there were too many videos and not enough of us, and we were too busy doing other things that we just never got to see them. Like I would be watching a open house sometimes after it goes live on YouTube, and just like basically all the other miscellaneous, like the Saturday Sunday videos and stuff like that. There's just no time and it used to be a thing where before that we had so many videos, we would generally watch all the finished products together as a group and be able to laugh at them. I think that not being able to do that has not necessarily hampered our content, but it's definitely caused us to not really, like Lawrence said, be able to look at it and go, how can we make these things better the next time? And then once it becomes a machine that makes the same thing again and again, I don't think that's something any of us ever wanted to be doing.
No.
just building a 3D printer that prints the same thing again and again. You
Well,
know?
it came to me when, so like, you know, every group, I think every group, I'm not sure, at Rooster Teeth, everyone has like goals.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of the year, they're like, here are your goals. And when I saw that the goals didn't change much, it was just sort of like, keep people watching, keep doing this. And it made me like look in the mirror and go, what are we doing? What is the...
Who am I?
Yeah.
Poking your
how did
eye
I get
back.
here? Well, just sort of like, is our goal to get people to just watch a bunch of our videos and make like a, you know, make an X amount of money for the channel, or do we creatively want to work on bigger projects? I think we all kind of agree, like we could have probably, I wish, I don't know, I'm not sure, but like Sex Swing could have maybe continued if it was something we got to spend more time on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so
if we've been able to focus on it more.
yeah, and thank God Rooster Teeth wasn't like, you can't make, you know, extra stuff anymore. In fact, they're like, we want more ideas from you guys. How do you do that? We said, well, we need to scale back a bit, not a lot. But yeah, that's why we've been having these discussions of like, okay, so what are we really good at? I really like we're watching a video right now. It's us doing like an old demo
That's
disc.
the original demo
first
disc.
one, yeah.
First demo disc, yeah. Like, I feel like
I've never
laughing
seen
at our
this
own
video.
I think we all. It
That was
was funny
good.
because I don't think anyone ever really said it out loud, but we all, I think, collectively knew that our best videos are when it's these like comedy gameplays. Like, I think some of our co-op stuff's really good. I think our comments are good. They're good, but they're not like the greatest videos that we make. And so, I like the idea that we're focusing. That's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna be focusing more on like these sorts of things.
Well, yeah.
We're not really like taking anything away, but
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I guess to get to another very specific thing that you, the audience, can expect. So, we will have a video uploaded every day. I think all of our paid content is staying. So, Dude Soup is staying, Open House is staying, Film House is staying.
And by paid content, I mean sponsorships.
Yeah, direct sponsorships.
Stuff that are
because-
sponsorships in the videos.
And last year,
RT first stuff staying.
yeah, and we're dialing up on that. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, the last year has taught, I think, made it. We kind of knew YouTube was volatile. The last year's made it apparent to everyone that YouTube is volatile. So hopefully you guys can understand our reasoning here, in that we need to keep content that has direct revenue coming into us and to Rooster Teeth. And then apart from that, for the comedy gameplays, I think what you can look forward to there is more of the kind of larger concept, higher edited videos. So demo disc, surfers versus skaters, Avatar. Those will be the sort of videos that we put, because we want to put more effort into fewer videos as opposed to fewer effort into greater videos. I think less GTA is probably going to be in there too. Less of the like one-off multicam co-op type videos.
Well, we do like 2 GTA videos in one day, right?
We do.
Yeah.
So like we can spread that stuff out a little bit more, maybe, you know, stuff like that.
But I think what we want to do is when we have an upload every day, we want to make sure that it's kind of like demo disc or like an Avatar. It's something that is many steps above cracking jokes of video games, which is still going to be an intrinsic part of it, or part of some of the content. But we're going to punch it up with a lot more things to really elevate it. So like Mark Echo, that could have been us just cracking jokes to a Mark Echo game. But then we have, you know, like all of Bruce's sweet dance moves and Banksy tearing up the town and some dope raps. So that stuff takes time. And for us, it is purely a function of time in versus product out.
And also, when we talk about us, we aren't necessarily saying the people that you're looking at in front of us. The people that aren't on camera, that are like not killing themselves, but everyone has always been working very, very hard. Like the requirement to working at Funhouse. Do you like working very, very hard? The hope is that these things, where even if it is like a GTA, there's more time to like look at it as a group and as creators and comedians and say like, what can we do? Because we have time now. There's time to make it like even better than it would have been. And because a lot of what you guys see is going, it's 6:45 p.m. You have to hit export. Like it has to go up tomorrow.
It's
or
Friday.
whatever. Like,
we got to get these videos up for the weekend.
It has to be done now.
Yeah.
But if we didn't have to necessarily as much worry about that burden, I think even the things that aren't avatars, the things that aren't talking stockings or Mark Echo's get-ups, like even if these things aren't those, there's still room to make just a regular GTA gameplay something much more.
More special.
Yeah.
We always, it's one of the things that I get a lot from our editors and producers that you don't see very often, is that they're always like, man, I wish I had more time. I get that. I want to say that almost every day. And ideally, we're going to be able to have more time. Like everybody will have more time to do those sorts of things and flex their creative muscle a little more, so that we can give you more photoshops or more animations and things like that. Try and plus up the videos and make them either funnier or more creative or just more remarkable. And that's not to say that our content wasn't before, but we have always sort of prided ourselves on the fact that we can make things better. It's just we don't always have the time. YouTube is a machine, and you gotta crank stuff out. So we're gonna do our best to make it so that it's we have a little more room in the machine to make it more creative.
There you go.
Also, I should say, Comment Show is kind of on hiatus right now. So that we're probably not going to make very many of those, just so you know.
I think we, yeah. I mean, I was the producer on the Comment Show, and like I was one of the first things I asked Bruce, like, hey, can we maybe? Is this the one that can maybe go? And it's not dead. I think it's still something like I still want to make it. Like maybe it's once a month or something. I think every once in a while there's a comment where we go, oh man, this would be great. But getting that stuff weekly, and then we're also filming 2 at a time.
There are
so
different ways the spirit of that can live on that we'll get to later.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I know there's gonna be people who are disappointed, but it's like understand that if we're ever to make anything bigger than the sort of like gameplay stuff that we do, like I think when we all did 11 Little Roosters, we're all like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, different, fun, and it had a positive reception. So we're like, okay, well, maybe we can do more stuff like that, and maybe even other things. So, if there's a victim, in the crossfire, and it happens to be the Comment Show, I understand that might upset some people, but understand that it's because we're trying to move forward as creatives.
I've always been pretty clear about that stuff too. Is like you can always look at the Comment Show and go like, oh, well, this is some of the more lower viewed content on the channel, and that's what YouTube's all about. Is like. As things move on and as they lose views or whatever, you don't make them anymore. You make new shows. You do things that are going to do just generally better views and get a better audience reception. I love the Comment Show because it's fun for us to talk to the community. That's one of my favorite things to do. But in terms of like an actual programming slate on a YouTube channel, it doesn't do the best. And that's just sort of it's one of those things. Was like Arrested Development got canceled because nobody watched it.
Right.
But
even though there were still 4 million people watching it, they're like, we don't watch it. Yeah, it's not enough. And I mean, we're all big Arrested Development fans. We're like, why would you cancel it? I watched it. Yeah. And I totally get that when it feels like someone's taking something away from you. So you're like, well, I watched it. I enjoyed it. And like, we understand that totally. But it's like looking at the broader view, sadly, that's like one of those, like, it's a hard decision to make. It's killing your child, essentially. Yeah.
Well, but they might come back to life. Who knows?
Yeah, it makes it more special, right?
Yeah, I mean, we also plan to hire in 2018. So as much as this move is to free up our time to work on different projects, which we will continue to talk about, and you know how the full story there yet. As we bring on more people, maybe there's bandwidth for those things to come back, and maybe in a different way, maybe in a better way. So yeah, nothing's dead forever. It's just down to the amount of hours in the day and how we can spend those the most wisely. I think there's some stuff we can talk about what we plan to do that has to be a little vague. I want to keep it to what's going to affect you right away, so at least you get all the information right off the top. Another pretty obvious change early on in 2018 is going to be our recording space is going to change. So you'll see a different background and stuff like that. You'll have a different we'll have a different tech setup. I'm not sure exactly what that means as far as the technicals of gameplay, because it's like 60 FPS with a burn-in webcam. It's not a whole lot to change there. I think it's more like it's not that it'll be on a set, but it'll be in a different room, and that may empower us to do more exciting things when we record or when we live stream. And we're going to talk about Funhaus TV in a little bit too. Yeah. So yeah, it's I know that's something that like people notice obviously immediately if a room changes, might make our audio better. Certainly we've had issues in the past with live streaming and like mixing down multiple audio tracks and stuff like that.
Well, also we've been I don't want to say prisoners, but we're in this room and we were for the longest time just surrounded by full screen people.
Yeah.
And you probably saw the news not too long ago, but this building had massive layoffs, but that freed up a lot of room for us. So it's like it totally sucks anytime anyone loses a job or anything like that, but then it's like sort of an opportunity for us. It's nice that Rooster Teeth still said, hey, you guys are doing well, let's expand your space a little bit. You saw that, you probably saw that video a while ago, Jacob like running out in the Destiny video. He's at a new desk because we moved into a new space. So that allows us to, maybe get more time inside of that studio that was always booked up.
Well, yeah. I mean, also because we've always been, stressing to produce as much content as we possibly can. A lot of what we have is improvised.
I mean, we're still using this setup here. Is still the setup that Bruce and I devised 4 years ago.
And rightly so, we haven't touched it because if God forbid we did, and we were like, we can't record for 36 hours, we'd be boned pretty hard. You might not see it right away, but 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, then you'd see the hard boning happening on the channel. So ideally, with a freer schedule, we'd have more time to not be so concerned,
all that stuff. I think one of the other things that changing our setup is that we can separate out our recording space and our workspace. It's cool for the sake of culture to be like, oh damn, I have to answer emails right over there after this is done, but from a logistics standpoint, it kind of sucks because we can't do multiple things at the same time. Or if we do, it is actually pretty disruptive. For anyone to try to work through a gameplay recording, you have to get pretty good and find some pretty overpowering music to be able to concentrate, especially if you're editing. At least, I don't want to speak for you, but I certainly had troubles circa 2 years ago when I had to buckle down to get edits done. And it's not only that the yelling is distracting, it's that it's also funny. So I would have to get in a particular razor focus to be able to ignore all of that to be able to get my work done. So and that's partially the reason that it was space and logistics, but the editors also work in a separate space, and that's partially why. But we're not. I don't know that we're necessarily going to do an office tour or anything like that. But the way it will essentially shake out is that our editors will be close to. Jesus Christ, we're watching an old Yondeer simulator. Yeah, man. That got banned. So the editors will be together because having a nice, quiet, and communal editing space is actually pretty useful. And then we'll handle all the dumb, boring, I guess, administrative crap in a room connected with that, and then all the recording spaces will also be close. So at least we'll all be close. That'll help us kind of develop more of a family feeling.
Yeah, I guess that's just more kind of a behind-the-scenes thing that the audience probably doesn't know, but for us, it really sucked having all our guys out in a bungalow.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I hated that.
Since they worked so hard, and we didn't want that for them.
Right. This is the lifeblood.
The toilet overflowed into their workspace.
It's the lifeblood of Funhaus. This is what's keeping us alive. And there's quite literally a separation from us and our team. And I'm like, that's no way to treat your people.
Also, you think that we don't get to watch, not you specifically, but the royal you think that we don't get to watch all the content on our channel.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys hardly get to see anything.
Certainly don't.
We hang out and then I'll be like, oh, it's just like in that video, and they won't have seen it because when are they supposed to watch it? They don't know. Yeah. So ideally, in a more communal space, we'll have time to sit together and enjoy the fact that we get to make the stuff that we like. So.
Yeah, I guess that.
Hey, there's that guy everyone hated.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. Back was it 2014?
Yeah, we were talking about bringing that back, doing the versing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, why not?
I'm down. I guess we kind of do it with Overwatch and stuff, but the 1v1s, I want to see Lawrence take some noob on at Quake.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I gotta brush up.
Yeah,
we gotta be such jack of all trades, man. Anytime we're in a video, we're expected to be good at one thing. They'll throw us up against somebody who's known for being good at that, and we just get blasted.
Just play games for a living.
Yeah. I mean, technically we do too. It's just always the worst things we can find on Steam. Oh yeah, Tommy Tallarico fucking shredding it out. So I guess in terms of, there's a lot of soft stuff that's going to come in 2018 as well that isn't necessarily explicitly our content. So I think there's one more thing maybe to talk about specifically in regards to content that we're going to put out there or programs are going to put out there, and that's Funhaus TV. Adam, I don't know if you want to take it away. That's kind of your baby for now.
Our initial talk was, well, if we're going to slow videos down, it'd be nice to have something else there for the audience to use and interact. And this is something we've been talking about wanting to do for a while.
This is a 24/7 live stream, just so you guys know.
Yeah,
a few weekends
my
ago.
bad.
Thank you, Bruce.
We tried it as an experiment. We still obviously have kinks to work out, but it's something we really want to do. We probably will have already ran another test by the time this video goes up. The trick is, we know we can do it, and that there's always going to be a technical issue. So we got to get over the technical issue and then sort of figure out, well, how can we program this? How can we basically run it like a television channel, but with little to no infrastructure? So we're working on that, but I think the idea we always wanted was we want to be able to like stop and start it whenever we can to go into live stuff. So like Elise was alluding to, being able to like do comments live. That would be great. And obviously, like everything we do here, trying to make it bigger and better as the years go on. So it's not just playing our old content. We've talked about this on previous podcasts, but like wanting to go further. Yeah. Like what else can we do? Can we be recording an Overwatch video or something like that, and then be able to cut to that live for the audience? Like, is there a way to do that? And we want to be able to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential there, of not only to give our community, and it's there's a lot of other community initiatives that we're going to be, to say launching sounds so cold, but more focusing on. But yeah, just to give our people a place to hang out and sort of talk about stuff. And then also with the spontaneity of, like Adam mentioned, just us cutting in with weird shit. If it's post-drunk gameplay and we got weird ideas, we can put garbage bags on and dance for a little bit. We're monkeys for your entertainment, basically.
Or like we don't, communicate with chat while we're recording videos, but that doesn't mean that maybe during Funhaus TV, any one of us won't be in that chat, like talking with you guys and hanging out at any given time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think also Lawrence was touching on something there. Ever since YouTube started doing the thing where they reward you for doing a video over 10 minutes long, I feel like that has gotten in the way of creative liberties that you have with the channel, because there'll be so many moments where like, I have a funny idea for a 2-minute video, maybe 30 seconds. But if you upload that, YouTube will punish you, And so then
your watch time is bad.
That's why you see so many videos where it's like 10 minutes in 1 second, because it's like overall you're constantly the slave to YouTube, and I never want that to get in the way of our creative process. So I think the Funhaus TV allows us to, hey, let's go out, we can shoot an experimental thing, try it for fun to see if it works, and see if people watch it and share it, and does it go viral? Does someone like clip it and then put it on Twitter and it gets around like, oh, interesting, okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 100% Funhaus thing, but it's very much something we create.
I haven't even pitched this yet, but I have launched in my mind Project 12-pack or 24-pack, I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, that's where I just sit down with 12-pack and a camera.
That's
and
not
just get real with people.
That's you just getting drunk.
Drinking.
Just getting real
That's
with
your
people.
Stream on Twitch. That's what you do on Twitch.
Don't drink on every day.
Not every day, no.
Don't make it through an entire...
When was the last day you didn't drink? That's the problem.
Yeah. It would have... Well, yeah. Went to... there was a couple days before that. Before
holidays,
yesterday.
Okay?
Yeah, it's the holidays, Jay.
It's not.
Everyone celebrates by killing themselves. So yeah, you look forward to that. The Power Hour with
It has
Lawrence.
to be pitched, to be clear. It has to be pitched and approved, which it hasn't been yet.
What if I just didn't expense the beer?
Doesn't matter. It has to be pitched.
All right, that's fair. All right, well, we got a green light process coming up. Expose that to public votes or something. I'm sure that'll work out.
It works out.
Absolutely not. So yeah, that's one of many what I would call, well, no, it's a content thing, and also behind the scenes it is also sort of a thing where we have to sort of make up the money we're going to lose a bit because we are dialing back some stuff, and then there's some shortfalls to sort of climb back from a little bit, but also I think we're going to focus on community a little more. The ways that manifests are a little fuzzy. Like I can't say there will be one post a day on roosterteeth.com or something like that, because I think once you start to make community interaction mandatory, it ceases to be what it should be, which is genuine, and organic is also a word that people throw around that instantly makes something not organic. But that's something that I'm going to personally task myself with, is making sure that we develop our internal culture here, and that is also shared with you guys in the right ways. The thing that I never want to have to do is like kick the back of an editor's chair and say, hey, we need a flavor piece for the audience today. That's not what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But it's going to be more like if we have something we want to tell you guys, or if we want your feedback about something, we'll make sure that those communication lines are open more often, which it's hard to do when you're writing social copy for an ad campaign and there's 3 more emails and somebody stole your damn lights, and yeah, it gets complicated.
Lawrence is describing his day today.
Yeah, my literal day today. So there is that. But and again, this all derives from us consciously creating empty space in our production calendars, which up until now we have voluntarily filled at to or over capacity just to make this whole outlet run properly. But now I feel like we're established enough that we can at least for ourselves, dial back a little bit. And that will, as far as I hope, only result in good things for you guys. Cool ideas.
I would also like to add that this is something that we've talked with Rooster Teeth, obviously, our employers. So it's not like something we're just like, and so
they all know.
Kind of like Adam was saying about seeing our goals and being like, I guess they just want us to keep doing the same thing. There's an understanding, I think, between everyone that not that we feel wasted, but none of us wants to just be grinding ourselves to make something that's just okay.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely an initiative on our end and throughout the whole company to like really cultivate cool ideas and doing the same thing every single day and like treating it like a 9 to 6 job, like is not the way to do that. What are you gonna say, Elise?
Oh yeah, cool ideas. Definitely, I'm in on those too. I was making fun of you.
Are you making fun of me?
I was. I know, but I'm in on the cool ideas too. Before I ever worked with you guys, and before Funhouse was ever a thing, I mean, I remember being privy and present to those conversations where everyone would talk about, oh, could you imagine if someday, we're all working on this? I'd hear you guys have those conversations, this idea, or things ranging from just shows to movies. And I think that has always kind of been present in the back of everyone's mind of, well, we'll have the time someday. We'll have the time someday. And I think eventually you just have to make that time. And, taking this, it's not even, I don't even think it's going to be that noticeable. It's going to be like a sliver of change in the channel. And hopefully the bigger projects we're embarking on make it so that you guys don't even notice the change eventually. And I think you'll even see just a change in all of us in terms of how you see us on camera. You may see us all kind of happier and peppier and I don't know, like maybe
less sick all the time,
full of a lust to be more creative and have you'll just maybe see it on camera too, and in the quality of what you're seeing. And that's my hope. And I think also just I think part of this conversation came out of, well, what does everybody want to be doing in the future? Well, we also want to be working together. What's the best viable, sustainable way to do that, and to keep doing the big ideas we all want to do together? And that was integral to this decision.
Well, my hope is like all these old videos that we're watching right now and stuff, and like a lot of things you see us doing. This is sort of like our, I don't want to say proving ground, but something like that. Like this is sort of like, let's use this space to develop ourselves as personalities. Let's figure out how to develop our sensibilities and our sense of humor and the sort of things that people like. And then we take the next step. Ideally, someone comes in behind us and keeps the ship going, at some point. I'm just saying, I'm thinking like huge, big picture. And I really doubt we'll ever get to this point, but like, imagine we create the next, Vampire Diaries or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whoa.
No, we create some like
hold on,
crazy should be higher than that.
I'm just saying like
Stranger things.
Well, no, I'm sure.
Strangest things.
Strangest things.
But like the goal is like if we can create some sort of like show or movie franchise, this thing that ends up taking up our time, but is making a lot of people happy and it is entertaining, and it's the next step. That Funhouse still exists in some way, and it might not be all of us. I would love to be a part of this for all time. But I think what happens is people, no matter what, are going to age out of us. And it's our job to just sort of hold as much audience as we possibly can and try to entertain them in as many different ways as possible. And always have a home for new, interesting talent to kind of try their stuff out somewhere where it's safe. The internet right now is safe. Net neutrality pending. We'll see.
Say they're going to do something.
Who knows? But either way, I think... that's the other thing too. Is like I want Funhouse to be around in some capacity, whatever that ends up being. It's like our SNL or something like that,
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. And people hear that like, oh God, you're going to retire. No, it's not.
No.
I mean,
can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, it won't be like that. To the degree that Rooster Teeth still has all the people that you enjoy in content and the places where it makes sense for them to be in, and the things that work stay, and the things that don't work either get retooled or they disappear for a while. So there is a big thing that we've been alluding to, and I'll get to that right after we hear from
Nice.
Beachbody.
Good tease.
Yeah, so it's 2018. I don't know how ripped you were in 2017, but you can always get more ripped, and Beachbody's here to help you do that. So Beachbody has basically all the tools you need to achieve your fitness goals, whether you want to lose weight or gain weight. The great thing is they hit both sides of it. So it's not just the workouts, it's also the nutrition, which if you're looking to get in better shape, do not neglect nutrition. And if it's something you're unfamiliar with, it's always good to have a guide or a diet plan, just something to follow so you don't have to make, if you're I'm speaking from personal experience here, if you're kind of in the habit of routinely making bad decisions with what you put into your body, it's good to have someone else make those decisions for you, to kind of give your decision power over to a guide or to an expert who's walked down that road already. And I do reference myself in that too. So yeah, you can, and the other cool thing about it is if you have any degree of gym apprehension, and there's a lot of jokes swirling about the state of gyms around the new year. A lot of new people in there who may not know how to use all the equipment. If you feel any hesitation there, and you don't have a friend or a trainer to walk you through how to do all this stuff, I think Beachbody's a perfect place to start, because not only can you do it in the privacy of your own home, but they make all these videos for beginners as well. So you'll get an instruction from an expert, knowing that they're making this video for people who may be newer to the fitness world. So it's a great place to get started in your path for fitness, or to escalate it. They've got higher level workouts too, P90X. Insanity. These are all things that could challenge even the most fit of people. I mean, Bruce, you did Insanity, which is ridiculous.
And it is literally insane.
I've done workouts, but I've never done the full routine, and I don't know that I could.
It's brutal.
Yeah, maybe I should try it.
You say that every 3 months.
I do, and I
you
never
should just do it.
I don't. Well, right now I'm trying to cut calories as hard as I can. I just want to get rid of this. There's like a calcified layer. It's like oil stuck to my body.
It's the hardest part.
Yeah, I dug out all the soil. That was easy, and the clay, that was harder. And now I'm just in all these old dead dinosaurs now. These are like cheeseburgers I ate 20 years ago. I gotta scrape those off.
One day it'll be oil.
Yeah, it'll be good for someone. Well, anyway, you can get full access to Beachbody on demand by texting DUDE to 303030. That's DUDE to 303030. That's all the workout videos, nutritional guides, everything. So one more time, that's DUDE to 303030. Thank you, Beachbody, for your sponsorship, and hopefully this is the start of a path to a better 2018 for everybody. Yeah, man, that's we talked about it before, but I do feel bad how nerd culture can deify sloth and celebrate bad lifestyles. Where some of us are getting up there, and It would be a shame to see.
This whole time you talking about how old we are. Stop.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Welcome to the depressing
I said
podcast.
some of us. I didn't say me. Anyway,
I mean,
is there beach bodies for dogs?
No, Benson. You just need to go to the beach.
Bark bodies.
rough buddies.
Bitch, I was gonna say bitch bodies.
Oh, that's good too.
That's pretty good.
Dogs,
Go to
but-
bitchbody.com. What do you mean we're out of business? Man.
All right, onto the tantalizing part of the discussion, and also the one we can't really talk much about, but these big ideas. So, we're kind of shaving off the least impact work we do. So sorry, you're watching WWE.
I love watching these old WWE
That's
videos.
marvelous. So yeah, some of the gameplays we've done before, where it's just okay. Here's a multicam of us playing a game, and let's just chop out all the dead air and flip it.
Sure.
That doesn't take much, and I think the audience investment kind of responds to that. Some people really enjoy it, or at least it's background noise. But so I'm kind of getting rid of that in favor of what I would call the sort of prestige gameplays, your avatars, your surfers, v skaters. And then there's stuff like 11 Little Roosters or $1 Million But. That is sort of on par with what the big ideas are going to be. Something with
typically done in Austin with the
Google
Rooster Teeth
Trends.
production.
Google Trends.
Google
is,
Trends
For example,
is
Talking
high-
Stockings.
getting up there
Those
talking
are high
stockings,
production value shows.
Yeah.
and high
that's
in
true.
post-production as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and I can already sort of feel if you're hearing that and you're not liking it. It's like, oh, the feeling's going away. It's very lo-fi. It used to have charm and character. And we're always going to make content with that eye, even if it's not exactly the same. So it's not us in a basement, using a soup can as a microphone. We might get better equipment, but we'll always make something that's approachable and charismatic. I don't think it's anyone's goal to become like a Vine star.
Right.
Or
well, it's like the show would be so much better if we could record it on a private jet, right, guys?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that.
Well,
No, not
but
at
I
all.
mean, it would.
It would be
Think
better.
about it.
Like in Hawaii.
All the
We're in
legwork.
Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah,
Funhouse
that's
goes
a
to Hawaii. We're still pitching that RT doc.
We pitch that every day.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're wearing them down. Wearing them down a little bit.
But the the style of stuff that you're talking about, it's more like these are things that have to go through like a green light process. Like it's bigger stuff, but it's sort of like we keep asking that question, like, wouldn't it be cool if, you know? And this was all, like Bruce said, these are all things we talked about with Rooster Teeth, and God bless them, they all looked at us and were like, we love everything you guys are coming up with. Wow. We want to make these things happen. So we're like, well, like, I guess they were like, what do you need to make it happen? We're like, well, we need to restructure ourselves because right now we don't have time to work on this stuff.
For anyone that might be having like a mini panic attack at this stuff, because I think we may be inflating it to sound a certain way that it doesn't. It was really only like, what, a year ago, Bruce, that really the content started doubling in terms of...
it was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So middle of May of 2016.
So, and we're not even going back to the amount of stuff we were producing before that, right? It's still more than...
No, it'll still be more, yeah.
Yeah, than what Funhaus was originally doing.
Yes.
So it's not...
it'll still be more.
You know, I don't think it's that scary, personally. I think it's really exciting, and I'm really excited.
We kind of want to make stuff like that's similar to Sex Swing. So Sex Swing required a lot of our extra time, required extra money from Rooster Teeth. Think of Rooster Teeth as like an ABC or an NBC that gave us money to make a show, and then they also used some of their resources to make the show. We want to do that with more and more shows this year in 2018. And like Lauren said, it sucks because we can't really talk about any of them. But
not yet.
But I mean, like we'll be able to eventually. It's just we actually have to make, you know, these are like seasonal shows. You know, I don't know if you guys know On the Spot, that's on Rooster Teeth, but that's a seasonal show that only lasts 10 episodes. They take like a 1 or 2 month break and then they come back and make 10 episodes. We want to be able to do that. We want to take a break, get some fresh new ideas for a show that we're developing, or for a movie, or for a sketch show, or for whatever else. Make the show, stop, and then take a break and be like, okay, so what can we do next? Rather than making 155 episodes of demo disc. That's one of the reasons why we're doing seasonal demo discs, is because we want to be able to take a break and like say like, okay, well, what does demo disc need to make it better? What can make it fresh for us, and the content will therefore be better because we're enjoying it as well. We want to do that with a lot of our shows, make them seasonal so they're not all the way year round.
I think that, yeah, definitely, because even the content that we have been making, you can see those glimmers of like creative voice and like spice and stuff with, you know, Dance Is Your Stage was not an accident. Like, it wasn't an accident that became a thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it was just, it could have been more of a thing if we were able to stop and go, what's the best thing we could do with this thing, this Dance It's Your Stage that we've found? What's the best thing we could do? And then John's demo disc breaks, like, where can we take that? We even had ideas for it that you kind of saw in the most recent episode of Demo Disc, which would have just gone up.
Yeah, that should already be right. Yeah.
You kind of saw how it took on its own a narrative of sorts, but if we were able to stop and like think about that as opposed to brainstorm for 5 minutes before it was time to record, because that's as much time as we could spare, I think you could have gotten even better, bigger moments out of those types of things that would have ultimately raised the stakes and the comedy clout of a show where we just play demos. You know, like, so it's not that we're trying to change the content. It's not like now Demo Disc is a 3-camera sitcom. It's it's how can we think about we
slow down now, maybe
3 men in a
can we take a minute and figure out, unless it'd be really funny if we did a 3-camera sitcom version of Demo Disc, and then we could actually do it.
Well, I just had an image of the demo coming in after a long day's work, taking off its trench coat, throwing it on a coat rack, taking off its hat, throwing it on the coat rack, and then throwing itself on the coat rack because it has a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, and then
and there you go.
There you go.
Well, I mean, like, I was going to say, like, typical production for that would be like, oh shit, we got to record Demo Disc, and then John would be like, I got this for an idea, and Bruce go, cool.
Yeah. Or like, or even more, it'd be like, do you need me today? And we go, yeah, because we probably only have 1 demo disc left. And he's like, okay, and, you know.
Well, those things, like, I still recognize that there's importance in the spontaneity. I think that's what makes a lot of our stuff so good, is the improv nature. So like, we're never gonna lose that.
Yeah.
But it's like, if we just have a little bit more time to like prepare, just and time in post to like just make it that much better, it would be nice. Like, because so many times we're like, man, that would have been better if we had done this, but we didn't have time because we had 2 days to make a video.
Sometimes like a funny bit has to get cut just because there's not enough time in post to like really give the attention and like nurture to that it deserves, and it sucks.
There's whenever it's a bummer, and it's somewhat tragic the number of times that we have spitballed ideas, or even in my own head, when I'm trying to come up with cool ideas for something, I basically imagine this roulette, and there's like 2 rollers, one's an idea and the other one is time, and hopefully they hit there's a time and an idea thing that sync up and it fits what I need to do. But it's for us for years, it's just been a series of, here we have to go down the list of good ideas until we find the one that we can actually execute on given our resources and our time. And that'll always be the case, but this is going to open up a new tier of stuff that we can actually do and execute on.
I think also something is not even for Rooster or for Funhouse content, but like there are people that we see once a year like at Rooster Teeth. And that's the only time we ever get to talk about them, about what they're working on and what they're doing. And I think all of us would like to be able to play more and be more creative with people in Austin, and other Let's Play groups and stuff like that. Like, it's just, that's tough because then that's another schedule. If our schedule is tight and then their schedule is tight, it's an impossibility. So if we can do something where we can, at some point, once every 5 times, be the one who concedes and says, it's okay, we'll make the time. Then we're going to have way more possibilities to do things. And it's not just like on camera stuff. It's not appearing in podcasts necessarily. It's just working on fun ideas together with people, that we like, basically.
Yep. Totally.
So.
Well, let's see here. We got about 15 minutes left. We have an announcement. I guess this is the first of many cool things to come in 2018. We've heard a lot of people ask if Dude Soup Live's ever coming back. I don't know about that, but we got a different thing for you. We're doing a live show, Funhouse Live, I guess is what it's called. There it is, bang. It's going to be January 18th, 2018. Doors at 7, show at 8:30, or doors 7:30, sorry, show at 8:30. We got VIP tickets. You guys get in early. You get a little closed-in Q&A session with us. But yeah, it's going to be, if you've ever been to any of our panels at like PAX or RTX, those kind of become basically stage shows, because that's the sort of thing where we will throw out a bunch of ideas and we'll sort of suss out the ones that we can turn around with a minimum of props or something like that, or audience interaction. And after a while, we sort of figured out, well, we're actually kind of putting on a stage show here, like a bit-based stage show. So we were like, well, we could, kind of like everything else, we could punch it up a little bit, put a theme around it all, and just have a series of sketches that sort of fit a theme and tell a story. And we got ourselves a show. So we're going to try it.
We got ourselves a show here.
Yeah, and to be clear, if you have been to a Dude Soup Live, this is not going to be anything like that.
No.
If you've also been to a Let's Play Live, this is not going to be anything like that either.
It's kind of like I want to say it's way more than a Dude Soup Live.
It's weird,
a little
baby.
less than a Let's Play Live.
Yeah, well, in terms of like spectacle, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's very much Funhouse minded.
Yeah.
It's like Lawrence said, if you've ever been able to attend one of our panels, it's that with the acknowledgement that now you're paying for it.
Yeah.
So it should pay off on that. And it's stuff that you're only going to be able to ever see at Funhouse.
Yeah, we're not going to record this and put it up on the channel or
exactly.
anything
Let me
like
just say,
Oh,
the weird train's rolling into Insanity Station and the brakes done broke. So
that. I think she's saying the show's going to be crazy.
and she yawned before she said it.
It's not solidified,
so
but
tired from working on the show.
I've been referring to it as the Tiberius method.
With James Tiberius Kirk?
No, just the
Immediately what I thought
Tiberius
of.
method is the name of what we're going to be doing.
Oh, I see.
No, it's wrong. It's
Oh,
wrong. It's all wrong.
I think I get it. Okay.
I don't get
We're
it.
having
Is it some
some
Dragon Ball Z
creative
joke that I don't get?
conflict over
No,
the
no,
show.
it's just a good name, and it fits. It does fit.
I like
I know. There's some reference I'm missing.
We're having some creative
no, it's really
disagreements
not.
over
It's
this
some League of
one
Their Own.
Spiritual.
show.
It's not a reference.
That's a
I
good
may
guess, though.
pull out at the
I mean,
last
it is,
minute
but
on
it's a
this
reference
one.
that I just Googled.
Never pull out.
Yeah, stay in deep. So yeah, $30 for general admission. VIP is $100. Price is not necessarily set by us, but I think given what we have in store, and especially if you've made it this far into the podcast, clearly you care about us or what we make. I think that's pretty good for it. We're gonna. It's like Lee said. It's gonna be interesting. It's
Where'd
gonna
you
be
say?
experimental.
Where's Station?
Insanity state.
Insanity
Insanity Station.
This could also be a one-time thing too. We
Yeah.
can only do this
we don't know.
once.
Yeah.
Someone may die.
I think
on this day.
it's something we've talked a lot about, and like something we want to keep doing. We really enjoyed Let's Play Live, but it's so hard to wrangle that many people together, and
Yeah.
then like it takes a lot of time out of our lives. And it's like, well, if there's something fun we can do in a weekend, and just do like a quick show and do something new and different, and try stuff out that we wouldn't necessarily do in a video, but makes more sense for a live show. I think you guys will really enjoy the freaking weird route we're trying to go with it, but it's very much us. I think that was one of the things I very much learned from doing the Sex Wing cartoon was it's like people really enjoy us when we are us, and I think we do that really well at our panels, especially if anyone went to our Australia one. That was like one of my favorites.
I think that's the Australia panel for Sydney was probably one of the best things we've ever done.
Yeah.
And we always got to also another thing was you'd always get to the end of those and they go, gotta clear the room.
Yeah.
You gotta clear the room. We got another panel coming in. We're like, but we have a dinosaur prop that we didn't even get to inflate yet.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like stuff like that.
1/2 hour more, sir. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
So I think we found a nice combination of those things.
Yeah, and if it goes well, we'll hopefully keep doing them. We can come to your town.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
What a threat.
Yeah. We'll come to your town. We'll do it.
Fit for Coast Guard.
We'll be banging on your back door.
I will say, because I think we're just starting locally. Did you say times and location?
Yeah, Regent Theater, downtown LA. May have said time. Hold on a minute. January 18th, Thursday, January 18th. Doors 7:30. Show at 8:30. But VIP has early admission. You can filter in, get your poppycorns, get your soda drinks, and then the plan is we'll do kind of a more intimate Q&A with whoever's VIP before the show. So we'll come out and rap with you guys for a little bit. Hats firmly backwards, chairs firmly turned around. Lights are low, intimate, and yeah. So we'll have a little talk. Maybe we'll drop some exclusive knowledge there. I don't know what it would be, but. I'll develop a new growth every time for every show, and that'll be when I talk about it. So if you enjoy hearing Lawrence's weird medical problems,
there's other stuff included or not? I don't know. We'd mentioned some stuff. I don't know.
Hopefully, ideally, yes.
Yeah, we want to try to do things for the VIPs, obviously, that are more special.
Terrible.
General
things.
admission is access to the Tiberius method, and VIP is kind of like getting a Dude Soup Live.
Oh yeah, sure.
Additionally,
yeah. Yeah,
additionally, and then other stuff too.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a nice way for us to talk to a smaller audience and just keep it more intimate and not. It's not us performing for a large group. It's more of like, hey, let's all chat a little bit.
It's rap, kids.
Like what Lauren said.
We're gonna rap.
Oh, yeah,
Level with
change.
people.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I'm cutting this.
So yeah, we've been plugging through or rather, I've been plugging through our videography, and we've just about arrived at our final work configuration. That's before they soundproofed everything, huh?
Yep.
So yeah, this upcoming change will be our 4th work location, even though it's in the same building, in 3 years or so, or yeah, about 3 years. So
remember the shit though back at Machinima, and they were like, "I miss Beam" or whatever. Like,
the wooden beam in our
wooden
office.
beam, miss wooden. It's like, yeah, come on, we gotta move. We gotta change stuff up.
So yeah, it's exciting stuff. So if you're interested in buying tickets, I got a Bitly for you if you're listening to the audio version of this, because hitting links from an audio podcast is a little tough. Bit.ly/Funhaus Live. Just spell it all out. That's
so
HAUS.
bit.ly.
That's correct. Yeah.
/Funhaus Live.
So yeah. If, that should go right to the show page, and you can buy tickets from there.
Rooster Teeth was asking us for event descriptions. And I'm seeing what Lawrence put in his notes for this episode of Dude Soup, and we should have just gone with that, where it just says stage show, comma, like panels with segments, comma, and bits.
Gotta have
Can we
those
start
bits.
calling it Funhouse Live?
Funhouse Live.
Funhouse lives, yeah.
It can be a giant
just
ceremony
live.
to Liv Tyler. Yeah. What Galadriel?
Like
It's-
that band Live.
Oh yeah. Lightning crash.
Lit?
We're all wrong.
Yeah. What else do we have to talk about?
Who knows?
See, this is what happens. So This,
We've got
for
10 minutes to
example,
burn.
all right, here we go. This is what you guys say we could just talk about ourselves, just talk about our days and our weeks and our. But you look at it, we got 50 minutes, we got nothing else to say. This is why Lawrence finds topics for us to talk about, discuss, and do stuff.
You're already riffing.
Well,
this is easy.
We could be working on all the stuff in 2018 right now,
Ooh.
but we're busy doing this
man, we're so
bullshit
busy.
podcast.
So, you're a
the
Funhouse
podcast.
Tourism Bureau?
Yeah, I do.
We
I'm
used
really
to do that.
excited for
There's no new
2018.
cities to go to. We hit them all.
We did start recycling all the cities.
Oh, the gum wall. Wait, didn't they
Gross.
clean that off? I thought they scraped off all the
Benson's
gum.
on the
They
ground. He
did.
wants tummy scratch. He's not gonna get it.
I want a tummy scratch.
Mhm.
Ugh.
All I had for lunch was miso soup, and it's
How you feeling? Is it
not great.
No, good. Okay.
That's
Telling you,
Start
Adam,
eating
you gotta eat like the dirtiest McDonald's meal
Sure.
and just take a big shit.
No, Adam.
That
do
will
not
ruin
do
it.
that.
Elise is
That
the only
will
one who's
ruin
given me any advice that I want to listen to.
That will
No.
ruin you.
Yeah.
Are you taking a
dog.
multivitamin?
You got it. I'm on magnesium now, baby.
As
Why-
we talked about that magnesium.
I didn't see
Doesn't
that
make
fan art of Dr. Twitter.
Oh, I did.
That was so
I commented on it. I thought it was good. Yeah, I mean, who knows how much longer I'll be here, so
Oh my gosh.
enjoy me while you can.
We gotta hurry up and make his wish for
All
him.
proceeds go to Adam's stomach fund.
It's like listening to an
We don't know
old
what it is, but he
Italian
needs money.
woman.
Actually, I was thinking about streaming some more so I can pay for my medical
Oh,
bills.
Jesus Christ.
USA.
Yeah. Like,
Hey guys,
I thought
let's
insurance
see more.
covered this, and they're like, oh, they did.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You should be good once you hit your deductible.
Yeah,
Once you
yeah.
get bled dry enough,
Yeah.
then they start to kick it in.
Nice.
I guess you haven't hit that yet. Also, it's the end of the year, man. That's the worst time to get sick.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, it's weird. It's because I've had my hernia-related issues, and they were fixed at the beginning of the new year because what happens is... Yeah, you can go ahead and cut it. What are you looking for?
I couldn't remember what was written on Natalie Portman's.
it's slave.
It says slave
Yeah.
on her
We're
forehead.
well
Yeah.
into the
I just remember
Rule
it as like the
34.
most degrading.
I don't think
thing.
I added that.
No.
No,
that
that
was
was
the
already on
that
there.
was
That was
the
in the
art that
fu-
we
yeah.
found.
So Lawrence, you deliberately just kept it off till 20.
No,
of the
I
next
had
year?
to. So here, for all of you fresh-faced youngsters who maybe have a job and are starting to deal with insurance, there's this lovely thing called a deductible, which makes insurance companies absolutely certain that they will always get the money they need, and it's like co-insurance up to so your deductible may be like 10 grand, which means you have to pay out of pocket up to 10 grand, and then the insurance company will kick in and start doing stuff. We have good health insurance, by the way, which
do.
is scary.
It's true.
So when I had my shit, basically, and the deductible resets every year. So if somebody has a lot of medical problems, they'll pay for it like in the early to mid part of the year. They'll hit their deductible, and then once they do that, the rest of the medical stuff they get for the rest of the year is free, or at
Sure.
least much
the same
cheaper.
way Netflix is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to
paid
pay
for it.
like
You're paying into it,
10%
yeah.
or 20%. But you hit your deductible, so you might as well cram it all in before the new year wraps around and your deductible resets. So that means November and December is when all the surgeries happen because people hit their deductibles and they try to get in expensive procedures before the new year when it all wraps around again. So I wasn't able to even schedule my hernia repair until middle of January because
Yeah.
everything was booked up because a lot of old people were trying to get their lives back.
Did you see there was a podcast you scrolled by? It said Half-Life 3. Were we wrong? No.
We were
The
absolutely
answer
not.
is no. We were not
As
wrong.
the years go
Hey.
by.
Valve News Network
Yeah.
has some words to say for you, Bruce.
Let's just take the opportunity these last 10 minutes
yeah.
to just tell the audience all the things we've been right about that they
Anime is
called
gross.
they naysayed us.
Aw,
Wow.
age-gated. I can't understand why.
I believe that.
I just saw why.
Don't understand why.
Picture of me telling
yeah,
kids
this
to
is
get into
why.
my
That's
vagina.
why.
All the ovipositors. Yeah,
Whoops.
I remember that now. Yeah, all the eggs. That was a weird one. She
Oh,
got crammed full
did
of
I cut
eggs. and
this?
Then somebody
Yeah.
You might have.
I think I cut this one.
I'm sorry, Elise.
There's some early
There's a lot of
stuff.
blurring
No,
to do.
no, that's okay. I think one of my
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
It's fine.
one of my favorite videos I ever cut. The Vin Diesel one, GTA Vin Diesel,
Yeah.
and then the GTA Mothman one.
Oh yeah.
Two of my
Mothman,
favorites that nobody remembers. Maybe Vin Diesel they remember, but
Everyone remembers Vin Diesel. What are you talking about?
Mothman stuff was great.
That's a classic. Yeah,
Mothman.
I was going through some of the classics, the Dude Soup classics, and I remember editing that. I had to pause it to see a stupid message I left for myself some 2 years on. I did a good job. All right, I guess we don't have to buy time every.
No, we don't.
Really?
You don't need to
I'm-
waste your time.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully this answered. Well, you don't have any questions yet because we just told you what's up. But
Elise
hopefully we
is
got
working
to.
on. Elise, for
What?
more information, you are writing a
Post.
Oh, now you've put it out there. It has to happen.
I guess it does.
Oh,
Or maybe
boy.
she isn't.
You sunk me.
Curse you.
But yeah, if you guys have any more questions or concerns or anything, you can hit us up. Subreddit's a good place, or Twitter's are a good place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam's putting together a small video.
No, I'm not.
See how it feels, everyone.
We're putting together a stage show to explain via song and dance. So yeah, that's bit.ly or bit.ly.
Tweet us, ask us. We'll tell you the truth.
Funhouse Live. We won't lie to you. Or at least I won't. And I'll tell you this. So we have one big idea that's already, I wouldn't say greenlit just yet, but there's a lot of enthusiasm for it. And I myself have teased out what it may be at some point. Did you?
Was it when you were drunk on a Twitch stream?
No, I was fully sober.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird that I was fully sober. No, it's out there. Let's see if you guys can find it.
They did. They already did.
They did.
Yeah, they definitely know. Katie Bacon responded to this saying what it is.
Here's exactly what it is, and here's why. Yeah.
And this is why it's gonna suck.
She also says you weren't sober.
How did she know? I guess that's a pretty easy guess. But thanks everybody. 2018 is gonna be a good one. I hope, at least for us. I hope. No, it will. Thought to power. We'll make it happen.
No, it will.
I'll believe
it's
in myself.
Secret, Lawrence. Come on.
Yeah, that's right.
You know how this works.
Eat, pray, love.
Yeah.
I got to do it. We're gonna eat, pray, and love all year, and we invite you to be part of that with us because, aforementioned, hopefully we'll be more interactive and more engaged with you guys. So, all right, thanks everybody, and we'll see you in weeks to come.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Date with a toilet.
On the point of how much he is then committed to his character, that makes it even harder for people to disassociate a personal life of this real person from what he is. I mean, he's that way on his Twitter, his Instagram, everything. So, where does that line then get drawn?
I think this whole... So, there's a whole thing here that...
But again, I also just make clear, I don't